We're in downtown Bremerton, gorgeous city in northwestern Washington. This building has been here a number of years. It had a cladding on it where it was mostly stone.
They used to call this the Almond Roca building because the exterior was all these individual stones that were masoned in there. It had a unique look to it.
It was ugly, it was outdated, and it's a very large building too.
Some of these rocks over time had come loose and actually had fallen to the sidewalk directly below. The owner didn't know what to do. They were in a panic.
The balconies, their front fascias, which were steel plates, were rusting out. The decks on it were completely worn. So they were really looking forward to getting something done.
We're always looking for the proper products for each individual project. With restoration, you open up a can of worms sometimes and you find more issues. We could find similar options from multiple manufacturers, but it kept on going right back to those family of brands because they were able to provide everything. They have Euclid that specializes in concrete repair mortars.
This particular old building, around every single window and every single patio had some kind of deterioration of some sort. So we determined Euclid Repair B100, single product that can handle both structural and non-structural applications.
The owner really wanted to add kind of a secondary protection layer, mass wall, so there's no traditional air and weather barrier. So we went to Dryvit and we used their liquid applied air and weather barrier.
So that any incidental moisture cracks would not leak into the building or further deteriorate the rock system. And then we knew about Dryvit Federlite panels, and we thought, well, if we had a lightweight panel, we could hang it on the outside, put a grid system outside the rocks.
Basically anchored into the structural cladding, and that was kind of the skeleton for these panels. Each panel had the foam, the metal channels that were the support, the fiberglass reinforcing meshes, the base coats, the color prime, and then finally the textured finish. We were just basically installing a finished product. Tremco's had a long time partnership with Dryvit for their sealants.
The contractor chose to use our Spectrum 1 sealant. That is our ultra low modulus silicone. Doesn't have as much stress on the bond line, so as the building moves, it can handle that dynamic movement. We had 4 colors: bronze, anodized aluminum, a gray, but we also did a custom orange, kind of gives it that distinctive look, which was obviously a great benefit to them for their facade design.
Really the neat thing with the panels is that the panels were all built off-site. Applied Restorations did all this work while the building was occupied. The very place we're standing right now was accompanied by customers walking in and out of these doors during business hours.
The only scaffold that we had up on this building was for the pedestrian protection on the sidewalks. We didn't have to close down any streets. The panels were allowed us to do that. If we had a field apply all this, scaffolding is a must. When the last panel went up, it was very rewarding to see that every single panel fit like a glove. It was truly amazing. We have to give a shout out to our panel manufacturer, Lita Wall. They did a great job on it. And then of course, the owner wants the decks to look pretty. And that's when we went to Tremco with their Puma deck coating system.
We had to pull windows out and frame in a new opening, so we had to do a temporary enclosure, literally open the building to the weather where these tenants were.
So we needed something that was quick to get in, get done, and get out of their way. The Puma system, perfect product for that to happen. It just cured so quickly, it was amazing.
The contractor and the owner selected to use the Puma pedestrian system over the standard urethane system. Because of the weather conditions we deal with here in the Pacific Northwest, we could keep those cure windows down, so turn over the project quicker, which is always a positive thing. And then longevity of warranty. So with the Puma pedestrian system, we offer a 20-year warranty as opposed to most standard urethanes is just 5 years. So it's a great value for the owner in that.
We feel like partners with Dryvit and Tremco and now Euclid because of these relationships and the fact that they bring to the table people that we trust, products that we trust, and the support that we need.
We spent the majority of a day in their shop doing what we call qualified applicator training with them to install the Puma system. So that was done months before.
The Euclid rep came out, did site training for our guys.
It's customary for us to get out on the job site, go over the mixing procedures, be there with the general contractor during some of his beginning installs, just to make sure that everybody gets off on the right foot and moving in the right direction.
Dryvit, same thing. Every time I came out, it seems like Josh from Dryvit was on site.
At least once every 3 weeks. I just happened to reside in the area, so it made it easy for me.
They were on top of things in Canada with Lido, making sure our walls got chipped in time, that we had the right product, getting textures, getting colors approved, getting what we needed on site.
As the project got going, came out, worked with them on silicone adhesion testing, substrate testing and review for the Puma system. And then I was here working with them on the job the first day, just making sure the application was going smooth, helping them with some of the detail challenges we talked about with the rock facade and the windows.
The knowledge that the reps had was second to none. The fact that they're all under the same umbrella just made it so much easier when it came to compatibility questions. We knew that their testing was done on each and every product, and we knew that you could intermingle each and every product.
If something does go wrong, the big manufacturers sit there and go, no, but it's that person's this person. On any of our projects, we never want that to happen. So when we package things up, such as on this one, they were able to give us a full comprehensive warranty, covering the whole entire building from a single source. That was impossible from anybody else. Great selling point for the owners.
One family of companies by one contractor, and it just really makes our life easier, and it makes our projects better.
We had some weather delays and whatnot being in the Pacific Northwest, and we were able to do it, I believe, in 9 or 10 months from start to finish.
The finished product is phenomenal. This is a building for today, and the remodel was overdue.
I like to be very optimistic about downtown Bremerton. It looks like something that is ready to take in future businesses.
There's a great growth for new construction right now, but that doesn't even touch on the buildings that have already been built. You know, I'm standing here looking at 3 other buildings right now that I guarantee the owners of these buildings are thinking now, wow, look what they did with that building. We really ought to start thinking about our future and what we need to do to our building. It's a great partnership when we can complete an entire building envelope with basically one relationship.